This video was brought to you by Pulsaril Studios. It happened in 2016 when I was 24 and living alone in a small one-bedroom apartment just outside of Denver, Colorado. I remember that because I had work early the next morning and kept telling myself, on the sliding glass door that led to my tiny balcony, just one more post, then I'll go to bed. I lived on the second floor. No stairs, no ladder, no trees nearby. There should have been no way anyone could get up there. I didn't even have time to call 911. I heard the door slide open, followed by heavy breathing. I had just started a new job and moved into what I thought was a safe, quiet complex. It was one of those places with fake granite countertops, beige carpet, and paper-thin walls. I didn't care. It was mine. My first real place on my own. I just listened. And then I heard something I still can't unhear, the sound of the sliding door unlocking. One night in late October, I was up late scrolling through Reddit on my couch. It was a Thursday. I had never unlocked that door. They found him unconscious on the ground below, moaning. Zip ties and a folded up roll of duct tape. He had broken his leg but was still trying to crawl away when they cuffed him. I never used the balcony. It was always locked, always. Face completely calm, was already halfway inside, one leg over the threshold. Probably during the 10 minutes I left to grab Taco Bell across the street. They believe he was waiting for me to fall asleep. It was around 1:30 a.m. and I heard a soft knock. Not on the front door. I moved in with my sister across town while I got therapy and eventually relocated. I froze. Every window. Every closet. I muted my TV and just sat in the silence, trying to convince myself maybe it was the wind, but then I heard it again. I lunged forward, not to stab him, but just to get him out. I was crying, screaming, swinging the knife like a madwoman. Finally, he backed off and fell off the damn balcony. Tap, tap, tap. I didn't move. My heart jumped into my throat. I leapt off the couch, ran into the kitchen, and grabbed the biggest knife I had. He looked right at me and didn't flinch. He didn't run. He just stared. Someone was inside. I crept around the corner, gripping the knife so tightly my hand was cramping. That's when I saw him. A man late 30s, dirty hoodie. I screamed louder than I've ever screamed in my life. It wasn't words, just pure guttural terror. Then he said, "I've been watching you." That broke me. I slammed the door shut and locked it, then ran to my room and finally called 911. The police came in minutes. He had a knife in his pocket. The scariest part? When they searched my apartment, they realized something. There were dirty footprints inside, in my bedroom, in my bathroom. He hadn't just come in through the balcony, he'd been inside already. Police think he had gotten it earlier in the evening. I never went back to that apartment. To this day, I double-check every lock. Because now I know. It's not the knock that means someone's coming in. Sometimes they're already there.